Hello everyone. Initially, we'd like to say a big thank you for purchasing our expense tracker. We're a small business that prides ourselves on creating simple but effective Google Sheet financial planners, and your purchase enables us to improve and continue creating. So to begin with, I'd like to show you some of the key features that are going to help you track your finances and track those expenses. So on the expense tracker, the first thing that you need to do is fill in the setup page. So currently the currency is set to dollars. I'm based in the United Kingdom, so I'm going to change that to pound sterling, and you can see that that automatically changes the currency, but you can use whatever currency is comfortable to you. So there's sort of three things that you now need to fill in, and that's the expense category, the main category, and the budget. So the expense categories are things like rent, Netflix, internet, takeout, repairs, fuel, and then the different shops that you may visit. And then the main category is how that fits into that. So is it housing? Is it a subscription? Am I eating out? Is it for transport? Or is it, sort of groceries and things? For the sort of demonstration here, I'm just going to use the same sort of categories in the example, but you can feel free to use whatever categories you want and however you want to categorize that, and then apply whatever budget is sort of appropriate for you. So now that's filled in, I'm going to go over to the expense tracker tab, and you can see that the page is blank, and you now need to fill in the start date, the end date, and then your total income. So I'm going to put in the 1st of April 2024, and then the 30th of April 2024, and put a total income of £2,000. The next step is to fill in your expenses, and so this is any sort of expenses that you incur throughout the duration of the month. So you need to fill in the date, the cost, the category, and then if you want to put any notes against that, you're very welcome to do so. The categories are dropped down, and you can see that these are the same categories that we filled in on the setup page. So for example, I'm going to put in the 3rd of April 2024. I had an expense of 500, and this was for my rent. I'm then going to put in another expense on the 4th of April 2024, and this was £40 on internet. And as you can see, as I'm populating these are automatically filling in across the spreadsheet and within the expenses table. I had another expense on the 4th of April, and this was £43 and 98 pence on takeout. And again, you can see this starting to populate. And for the interest of time, I'm now going to go ahead and populate the rest of the expense tracker. So I've just finished filling in the expense tracker here, and now that I've done that, you can see that the whole page is automatically populated. So the expenses here have populated, and then the graphs around the outside, and then the spend over time have been populated. So all you have to do on this spreadsheet is fill in the expense tracker. On the expenses tab, there's a drop down here which you can change from category to main category. So if you didn't want to look at it at this sort of level of detail and you just wanted to see the top level main categories, you can do that, and then the graphs around the outside also change. The graph along the top are showing the remaining balance over time, and that's kind of linked to the spend over time and how your money sort of decreasing as you spend it throughout the end of the month. The total outgoings is a total value of all of your expenditure, so £1,778, and that's 88% of your income. And then there's a remaining balance of £221 and 89 pence remaining. And then we can see in the expense breakdown how that spreads. So we can see that a lot of our money is going on our rent. But like I said, you can then change it to main category, and we can still see that a lot of our money is going on our housing. You can then see how you're sort of faring against your budget. So throughout this, we can see a bit of a mix, that we're little under budget for housing. a little over budget for eating out, under for transport, and pretty similar for sorts of kind of subscription groceries and savings. So the final thing that I wanted to show you was our free bonus 3-year savings forecast tool. So this tool is useful if you're wanting to understand how long it's going to take you to reach a specific financial goal, and how long that's going to take depending on how much you budget to save each month. So in this example, I'm going to put a starting month of May 2024 and then a goal month of May 2026. I use pound sterling, so I'm going to leave that as pounds, but feel free to change that to whatever currency is comfortable for you. I'm going to put a starting amount of £150, a monthly saving amount of £200, and a saving goal of £4,000. So say you've got a specific financial goal in mind that you want to work towards, this tool kind of supports you in working out how long it's going to take you to get there. So in the savings forecast here, we can see that we reach £4,000 in December 2025. But, you know, let's say that in the sort of what if forecast, if we were to save an additional 20% each month, so an extra £40 each month, how long is it going to take us to get there under this sort of budgeting? And we can see that we reached that goal in September 2025. We can then also see in the chart along the right hand side, you know, how that sort of trends over time. And then we can see in the scorecards that for the standard forecast, we reach the goal in December 2025. For the what if forecast, we reach it in September 2025. So this is a great way just to understand and almost predict and forecast your savings over an extended period of time. All in all, that's the expense tracker in a nutshell. We hope that that sort of supports you and it is helpful in tracking your expenses. If you have any questions or any queries, please do refer to the instructions tab here. But if you have any further questions, do feel free to contact us directly on Etsy, and would like to say thank you once again for supporting us and purchasing our expense tracker.